in the Gavi before Pedri and Gavi. What's up, YouTube? So, okay, so back on another video. We're back on another banger. Today's different kind of background than my usual background. So I'm recording this inside of the crib. So I'm still getting content for you. But, ladies and gentlemen, like I told you, the Pedri before Pedri and the Gavi before Gavi. What happened to these La Masia players? And today there's two La Masia players that we're going to be talking about that people have forgotten about and people haven't talked to in a while because they didn't work out at Barca. Now they're either in Europe or in America. If you don't get a clue of the second one, you should already. But today we're going to be talking about two players, ladies and gentlemen. One player that I loved a lot and I hope he did work at Barca, but he didn't. And it's just sad to see. Ricky Puig, ladies and gentlemen, and Carlos Alenia. If you guys don't remember these two, ladies and gentlemen, in Ricky Puig and Carlos Alenia, you guys wasn't keeping up with Barcelona Football Club, I'm guessing, because these two, ladies and gentlemen, was insane for Barcelona. Everybody listened, they were like the future. Everybody was talking about them. And if you guys don't know, Carlos Alenia did play actually. Carlos Alenia currently plays in Deportivo Alaves. He was at Getafe for the past 5 years, and then he moved last season, or 4 years, and then he moved last season to Deportivo Alaves. This second season at Deportivo Alaves. Now, some of you guys might not remember Carlos Alenia, but he started, like I said again, at the Barcelona Academy, La Masia, and he played for Athletics to 2015 to 2019, and then in my fault, sorry. But he played in the Athletic from 2015 to 2016. He still played for them, but he had a few games on in the 2016 season with Barcelona where he played 4 games, ladies and gentlemen. He played 4 games, and then in 2017, 2018, he played 3 games, and then in 2019, 2018, 2019, he played 28 games, the most out of his Barcelona career with the A team. In that season, ladies and gentlemen, I think he had 2 goals. Yes, he had 2 goals during that season. And then he was hyped up to be like with the next probably the next big La Masia player for Barcelona. But sadly, it didn't work out. The left-footed magician, I will say. He's still a very decent player, but now he's like playing for teams around this mid-table section, which is just like, I don't know how to explain it, but he was very, very good. And he was we could say like the Pedri before Pedri or like whatever, because like the way he was getting hyped up. Yes, we know Barcelona always had this like Masia players that always comes to and always get hyped up. He was one of those guys, and the fact that people don't talk about them a lot, we're probably gonna talk about them in a few years, but they should be talking about. And then in the 2019 season, 2020 season, he played 6 games. Then he got loaned out to Real Betis, where he played 19 games for Real Betis, and then he came back, and then played in the 2020-2021 season 5 games for us, and then he got sold to Getafe, ladies and gentlemen. And that was during the crisis, so I guess we needed money, so we let him go. But he was a very, very, very exciting player. I remember playing career mode as well. I always had him in the team. He was one of these players in career mode that always had like a high potential, and he just never reached that feeling in Carlos Alenia. Is that Carlos Alenia? Yes, Carlos Alenia, ladies and gentlemen. He was a magical and a fantastic player. Magical player. I can't speak. Sorry. I cannot speak. The second player that we're gonna move into, this is the Gavi before actual Gavi. This guy, when I see Gavi now, he reminds me of Ricky Puig. Small, short, fast, pacey, putting his body on the line. No matter what he wanted, he would do it. He'll put his body on the line for the team. And Carlos Alenia, ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Puig came into Barca Athletic. He played 3 games for Barca Athletic in 2007, 2018. And then he came to the main team in 2018, where he played 3 games, got 1 assist. And then in 2019, 2020, he played 13 games and got 2 assists. And then his most games for Barcelona will come in the 2020, 2021 season, where he played 24 games, got 1 goal. And then in 2021, 2022, he played 18 games, and then you guys know that he went to LA Galaxy. He currently plays in LA Galaxy, is one of the main players of LA Galaxy, which now has Marco Reus. He's currently going to, I think, an ACL injury, so I wish him the best of luck and I hope he recovers. He's still one of my favorite players. I still watch LA Galaxy games here and there when he plays, because like I said again, he was magical for Barcelona. I mean, he was very, very good. He gave us that hope. We thought he was going to be the next big deal. We thought he was going to be a Gavi now. You know what I'm saying? You see how like we respect Gavi, wouldn't let Gavi go for anything. That was him for us, but he never really worked out under the managers that we had during that season. And like I said, he never really worked out, but he was a very, very good player, none other than less, ladies and gentlemen. He cooked for us a lot. He scored a few goals. He always, like I said, he always put his body on the line defensively, attackingly. He was there. And during that season where like we had Luke De Jong and stuff, he was part of that team, that special team that we remember that we were beating Madrid 4-0 and stuff like that. He was part of that special team with, like I told you once again, Adama Traore. I think it was it? I think he was. Yeah, I think it was Adama Traore and Adama Traore and Luke De Jong, Dembele, this kind of team. Remember that team? He played in that team and he was one of the most bright upcoming talents in La Masia. That's why we had those two, Alenia and Ricky Puig. Now, it never worked out really at Barcelona. Why? Because I think he got injured as well. And you know what happened. A few years later, we Gavi came in and we bought Pedri, ladies and gentlemen. But it didn't really work out because it was the end of an era, kinda, and Barcelona was just in a bad financial situation and also in a bad spot with that midfield being him, Busquets. Remember him and Busquets. Like I said, Busquets was getting to the end of his career, and we remember that Barcelona these years we were just getting. It was just bad for us. It was just bad. It was just bad when Messi left, and then we had Griezmann. It just wasn't working, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what it was, man. So that's why one of the reasons it didn't really work out for those two. I hoped it did work out, but it didn't. Now we got Pedri. Now we got Gavi. These two are unbelievable players. Now, could have they reached the Gavi and Pedri heights? We'll never know, to be honest, because like I said, they're not at that level now. One of them is playing in the MLS at such a young age. And how old is Ricky Puig, ladies and gentlemen? Let me check Ricky Puig's age. Ricky Puig is 26. He moved, ladies and gentlemen. He's 26. He moved to LA Galaxy in 2022. So 3 years ago, he was 23 when he moved to LA Galaxy. So he moved to the MLS at a really young age. And now, like I said, he's a vital part of the LA Galaxy team. You could say like, Kevin, it's the MLS. Yes, I know what you're saying. But if you remember this guy when he was coming up from La Masia, he was just a very, very good player, man. So it's just sad to see these go. But now we got, like I said, we got the maestro and the magician, Pedri, and the man himself, Gavi, and we got Fermin as well. So let's see what happened, man. It was a kind of like a quick little video. I'm going to try these out. I'm going to try to get better at these. I didn't really prepare for this video, but I still had to post content for you today. So let's see what happened, man. I'm going to see you on the next one.